Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. So one of the things that you've probably picked up on if you've been following the channel for any period of time is over the past few weeks I've been relatively critical of DCS and more specifically Equal Dynamics about the lack of single player content, especially single player content that is curated or created by the company themselves. That said, on one of my videos, someone said, hey, look, there are modules out there that are created by the player community that actually do a pretty good job of bridging the gap and creating some kind of dynamic content in the single player world. And don't get me wrong, the multiplayer world, you know, I've called out some of the kind of multiplayer communities that are doing a really good job of creating some content for us. Organizations like Tactical DCS or Hoggit, Through the Inferno, you know, these types of folks. But single player wise, I've been relatively critical, although they've said, hey, look, you know, someone said, hey, look, there's some content out there. One of the things that was signposted to me was this. This is called the Liberation Dynamic Campaign, written by a guy called shdwp. Man, that guy needs a vowel in there. Yeah, he's created this campaign engine, and interestingly, the campaign engine doesn't run natively inside of DCS. It runs an external engine that is outside the ecosystem of the platform itself, and kind of pushes content into the platform via, I think, just .miz files, mission files. And so someone kind of signposted it to me and said, hey, you should go check this out. There's a little video here if you want to watch it. I'm not going to kind of launch it in my video, but you can go to the forums, the Equal Dynamic forums, and download this from GitHub, the campaign engine. So I thought I'd give it a try. I'm going to leave a link to this in the description for this video below. So once you download it, you get basically a zip file. When you unzip that file, you get this DCS Liberation kind of file folder. In this case, I've got 1.5.2.3. I'll close that. And if you double click on the bat file, now I always do a little bit of scan beforehand. I've already scanned this one, so I've already run it. And you get this little prompt. So it opens a command kind of shell here, and you get this little DCS Liberation window. So start a new game. So what I thought I'd do is I'd walk through kind of starting a new campaign, how it works. I've been playing around a little bit with it. I haven't flown a mission in it yet, so that may or may not work. But yeah, so we can choose a side. We'll try USA. I think we're going to take the Persian Gulf just because I love that map. We want to have SAMs on for sure. Mid-game, I think that's an option that lets you start kind of middle of a campaign. I don't want to do that. I want to start at the beginning. I have no idea what multiplier does. I probably should read the documentation a bit more, but I have no idea what that does, but I'll just leave it as 1 for now. And I click on proceed. Some stuff happens over here, and then if you look, you've got a bit of a map of the Persian Gulf area, the area in question. Now, the one thing I would say to shdwp is that it would be nice to be able to resize this window. I run 4K on my giant G-Sync Acer monitor. It would be nice to be able to kind of resize this window because it's very small on the screen. I'm getting kind of used to small screens, having been flying BMS recently, so I might actually do the trick that I did for that, which is zoom in slightly, just to get a better view, especially on the video here. The fonts get a bit funny when I do that, but that's fine. Right, so the way this works is if we go over here to configuration, oh, I need to zoom back out now. When you go over here to configuration, you'll see the screen. And you can configure things as you want. The good guys are really well trained. The bad guys are a bit crummy. Why not? In-game labels, yeah, let's put on dot only. I don't like full labels. I would like to cold start the aircraft. No, we'll take off all of them. I don't want to disable night missions. I don't mind night missions. Right, so we'll go back. Now the way this works is you're starting a campaign, you got a bit of money, and you have to buy the resources to kind of put in. Now I think the buying thing's a bit hokey, if I'm honest. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over here and cheat and add 200 million. I think if the, say for example, if the US was launching a coalition here, you wouldn't need to kind of buy. I suppose if you're Congress, you need to, well, whatever. I'm not Congress. I just want to play. So I'm going to cheat. Click on that a couple times, get some money. I'm going to go here to Al-Dafra, and we've got loads of money to at least get us started at least. So what we're going to do is we're going to buy some assets. So let's go shopping. Let's buy some F-18s because that's what I'm going to fly. Let's buy a full squadron of those. We'll get some A-10s. We want A-10 Charlies, the good ones, 20 million a piece. They're not cheap either. We'll get 4 of those. Let's get some tanks. Let's get a platoon of tanks. Is it a platoon? Yeah, I think it's a platoon. A couple of those for some air defenses at the airbase. We'll get a couple Mi-8s for transport. We're going to get a squadron of F-15s for cap. Do we want some F-16s? I'll tell you what, let's get some 14s. We get a squadron of F-14s as well. Anything else over here? Close air support. That's enough. That's enough. Actually, let's get some anti-tank guided munitions. There we go. Cool. All right, so we went shopping. We bought a bunch of stuff. Now we need to wait for the stuff to get delivered. So let's click on pass turn. And there you go. You see 18, 8, 4. I think 18 is aircraft, 8 is helicopters, and 4, I think, maybe. No, 18 is aircraft, 8 is tanks, and 4 is air defense. So there we go. Now we've got a few options in terms of missions that we can take. So if we look here, so you can actually attack these air bases, but you can see their strength is really high. So what we want to do is we want to start to see if we can kind of take that down a bit. So let's take a seed strike mission. We're going to depart from Al-Dafra. All right, what do we got here? How do I do this? Okay, escort flight, strike flight, seed flight. Okay, so escort, I'll tell you what, let's take a couple of Tomcats. Strike flight, that's us. So client slots. Okay, I think I put myself in the client slot. So do we want 2 in the strike flight? Yeah, and I'll put one of those. Can I just click there? Yeah, and just click there. And then for the seed flight, what do? We'll take some more Hornets. We do want an AWACS available. We don't need a combined arms slot. And we're going to commit. There we go. So if I zoom that out, you can see it's now saying waiting for results. And I think what I have to do is launch the game, run this mission, Liberation next turn. And then when it's done, I have to save the briefing to this area here. And I think the Liberation script picks up on it. You can see that this has just done a whole bunch of work in the background to generate the mission. So that's it. That's all we have to do with this. All we have to do now is open up the game, and we should be able to then find that mission. So let's do that. Get the open beta running. Oh, one of the things I need to do is adjust my screens because I've got MFD extractor on, and for some reason it doesn't like the monitors being side by side. I have to go up and down for some reason. I'll spare you the details of that. All right, if I go here, while that's loading, one of the things I do like to have up in my second monitor is this, which is Al-Dhafra Air Base, which is where we're going to be taking off from. It's good to have this because we'll be taxiing. Hopefully they don't send me taxiing, because this is a huge airbase. Hopefully they don't send me taxiing kind of across the airbase. I've seen that happen before on some other single player missions. Here we go, we're in the sim. So I think we just go to mission. Liberation next turn. Yep, that's the right time. Destroy infrastructure assets and military supplies in the region. Each building destroyed will lower target's strength. That sounds good. Okay. I see. So it just puts all the targets in and gives you some target waypoints to play with. So it's not like DCS where you have to, sorry, BMS where you have to choose a target. It just gives you all 6 and lets you just go at whatever you want. All right. That's fine. Again, not particularly like BMS in terms of engagement in the planning process, but let's go to the mission planner. We don't need SRS up because we are not in multiplayer. Let's minimize. Let's go here. All right, 1 of 2. That's me. Ground attack. So I'm unit 2-1, pilot 1. What have they given me in terms of payload? Mark 84s and a ton of fuel and a flare pod. Interesting. This is one that I've set up before. GBU 31s, they seem pretty big bombs, but you know what? Let's try this because they are all infrastructure targets. Let's choose one of my Canadian skins because I gotta fly the colors. All right, that's 1-1. There's 2. We'll give him the same payload. So the payload is 4 GBU 31s. That's a lot of big booms. 2 AIM-120 Bravos, targeting pod on the center line, and some AIM-9 X-rays on the wing tips. The reason why I haven't taken any extra fuel is if you look, the targets are not exactly far away. So we're not going to have an awful long way to go to find our targets. The first target is a FARP at steer point 1, waypoint 1. So that's what we're going to go for. We're going to head for that target and see if we can't take out this FARP. There's an oil platform over at steer point 2 as well. So either of those would make good targets for our GBUs. I think we've got what we need. Any idea what time of day this is? Don't know. That's fine. Let's go back here. What does this say? Time of day? 6 a.m. All right. Start. Let's get this loaded in. So those F-14s, that's our escort. These F-18s, I believe, are our seed flight. So just showing you where we are. We are just coming up this taxiway here. This Kilo 6 is there. Just gonna move that over. And Echo is there. And that's for if you've not got a lot of stores. We're quite heavy, so we're going to go all the way over to Foxtrot and get off on that spur there, or get onto the runway on that spur there. So Foxtrot should just be coming up here on the left. What's that? That's an 18 on my RWR. So does that mean, yeah, they're airborne. They're airborne. Oh, don't go too far. Whoops. Look at my wingman back there. Come on. Come on, Morgan Freeman, you're not driving Miss Daisy. It's like my nan's flying that thing. Come on. Alright, we're going to hold here. What are those 2 Tomcats up to? Oh, that's nice. Spawned them in and broke them. Well done, DCS. Well done. I now have no cap cover. Wow. Alright, well, let's get... tell you what, just checking. I didn't hear 2 telling me that they were talking, which means I've not set my flight. 251-251-000. There we go. Well, that's disappointing. I'm going to change those to F-15s to see if the F-15s fit. Otherwise, I'm just going to put an entire wing of F-18s here. Right. Let's request takeoff then.
Field 1-1. Request takeoff. Enfield 1-1. You are cleared for takeoff when ready. Climb 300 at QFE 29.87.
Just going to set my bingo for 3,000. And get the radar on. Alright. We're clear for takeoff, so we can go. Just checking upwind to make sure there's nobody there. Not that it's too late anyways. Alright, we're going to do a rolling takeoff. There's straight down the runway. That's Buster. And that's full military power. Zone 5, right? Speed's alive, nose wheel steering's off. I've got a lot of wind, so I'm holding lots of right rudder to keep it on the runway. 170, the nose is naturally coming up. I'm just going to help it along. Positive rate, tap the brakes, gear up. Holding 5 degrees up on the vertical velocity indicator. Flaps coming up to auto.
Rolling.
Good. I'm staying in burners to 350. At 350 is when I'll come out of burners. There's 350 coming out of burners. We're already 25 miles from waypoint 1, so I'm just going to set the E fuse of this to instantaneous. Mode is I'm still in safe, so very little chance of dropping the bomb from this altitude. Right, we're going to go to target of opportunity mode.
Wheels up.
Yeah, that looks legit. That looks like a FARP position. Well, let's blow it up. Let's blow it up. Right. Just watching to make sure that the targeting points change. They do. Right, we have a target. Alright, let's roll in. We're approaching max range. Okay, it's saying we're in range. Drop. Drop. Alright, 2 bombs away. Clearing turn off here. Zoom that out. Let's cheat. Let's get the essay page up here just in case. Pretty good glide performance on these bombs. Especially considering how heavy they are. That's Abu Dhabi down there. You could tell because Ferrari World's down there. Alright, let's level this thing off. And watch these bombs go in. It's doing its little wobble there. Yeah. There's a bit left there. But not much. Whoo! Alright, let's double tap, designate, double tap it again to get to VVSL and get rid of that. So it's snowplow. Let's go to wide and zoom it out. There we go. Let's go to waypoint 2 because that's waypoint 2 is an oil platform. So let's head over that way and see if we can't take this thing out. I'm going to clear 2 to engage mission and rejoin.
Flight. 2, roger.
Cool. Go get him, 2. Right. There's steer point 2, waypoint 2 coming up. So it's just over there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to waypoint designate. Right. It looks like, yeah, there is an oil platform there. Right, you want me to take an oil platform? I'll take out an oil platform. Let's go back over here to JDAM display. Let's get the mission page up and designate. There we go, we have a target. Let's roll in. I wonder how 2's doing. Alright, we're 16 seconds out. Five seconds out. There's max. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Drop. Let's get that one. Designate. Drop. There we go. 2 more bombs gone. It's flying off. Drop. Let's watch these bombs. Blimey, can they actually glide that far? Just come back around, make sure that doesn't start masking. Masking with a wing right now, but there we go. There they are. Bomb should be hitting any second now.
2, engaging primary.
Good. Well done, 2. Blow some shit up.
Bombs away.
Good. Boom. Boom. Okay, well the explosions didn't look too big, but they worked. 2 oil platforms are now on fire, and they're gone. Alright. Well. Let's head home. So let's get off waypoint, designate. Let's select steer point 0 and head back home.
2, bombs away.
Okay, good. What are you taking out? Oh yeah, the desert's really bad for you. Nice. What? What the hell? Right. Let's get the flare off. What are you? You're friendly. That's probably 2. Doing absolutely fuck all by the looks of things, bombing the desert like some kind of simple moron. The AI in DCS is pretty abysmal sometimes. Well, an interesting mission. It still seems a bit stale as single player content goes. What are you? Friendly? Yeah, I mean, okay, sure, I took off. I blew up some shit. You know, graphically it was pretty. we're flying early in the day, so the sunrise is nice looking. I took out a FARP position and a couple of oil platforms. Just seems empty. DCS just seems empty, and I want it to be more. I really want it to be more. But like, I'm flying this right now, and I'm recording because I promised a lot of the viewers that I'd keep recording DCS content. But I don't know. At least single player wise, it just seems empty. It seems hollow. I have a lot of fun on the Hoggit servers, on the multiplayer, but single player, it's just, it's not great. It's not great. It could be so much more. You hear rumors, right? Like, Microprose, well, Falcon 4 broke them as a company. It, destroyed them because it was so expensive and it was so difficult to code, and the market for it was drying up and diminishing at the time. Flight sims. When I grew up, flight sims were really prevalent on computer gaming. And when I was in the 90s, computer gaming was in the 90s, flight sims were really, really popular. And so I grew up kind of during the heyday of flight sims. Nowadays, it's really hard. We're really hard pressed to find a combat flight sim manufacturer out there, publisher or developer. So I'm pleased that ED is still in the game, but 22 years after Falcon 4 was released, we still don't have a game with the kind of war engine fidelity that sim platform has. I'm flying this right now and kind of wishing that I was flying BMS right now, which is sad, right? Because graphically it's beautiful. Look at this. It's stunning. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure it could be better, but to me, the layperson, it looks pretty amazing. But it's just lacking in content. And I'll jump back on the Hoggit servers. I like multiplayer, so I'll try that a little bit more in the days to come. But all credit to, I forget his name, dude with no vowels in his name, for creating this. This is really cool, right? Like, this is really good that this guy spent her time trying to kind of develop this and code this. But it doesn't change the fact that it's still just a bit empty. I don't think that's really his fault. I think that's more ED's.
Altitude.
All right, let's request.
1-1, inbound. Enfield 1-1. Fly heading 271, Fort 9. QFE 29.87. Runway 13 to pattern altitude.
Runway 13. Interestingly, there's two runways 13.
Cleared for visual, contact tower.
I guess he means 13 left. Again, come on. BMS has this right. Falcon 4 had this right 22 years ago. Come on. Why am I guessing which runway I'm landing on? I don't know.
Engaging primary.
Okay. Well, are you just going to bomb some more dirt? I'd love to watch his bombs in right now, but I'm a bit busy.
Engaging primary.
Right, let's slow down some more and get the flaps out. Alright, nose up trim, let's get on speed AOA. Come on. There we go. Oh, we're a bit There we go. That's better.
Enfield 1-1. Check landing gear. Wind 0-1-1 at 5 meters per second. Runway 13.
011 at 5 meters per second. No wonder I'm drifting right. Okay, come on. And we're on the ground. Bringing it right, because yeah, bringing it right because the wind is pushing. Trying not to put full brakes on because I did notice before that if you just jam on the brakes, it does just skid down the runway. Right. We're slowed down now. We're going to come off here at Gulf. I'm going to get off here and I'm going to have a look at what 2's doing. And just bombing the water now. I think he's just bored with the water. Oh man. DCS, seriously? He hit nothing.
Taxi to parking area.
I will taxi to the parking area and I'm just going to fire up EMS. Yeah, I got to be honest. Single player in DCS pales in comparison to BMS. I'm sorry, ED. I'm sorry, Nick Ray. It's just not good enough. It's empty. It's hollow. There's nothing here. There's nothing else is happening. There's a few aircraft flying around. This guy's bombing the sea. Just dropping bombs on the dirt. I'd be surprised if he's hit anything. Yeah. It's bad when, as a simmer, I'm lamenting the fact that I feel like I've wasted my time in DCS tonight rather than just firing up EMS. That's not a good sign, right? And, you know, maybe I'm being too critical. Maybe I'm being too hard on DCS. Like I said, look at it. It's beautiful. It's contemporary. It's gorgeous. But it's just, yeah, it's just not enough. It's too hollow. It's too empty. The multiplayer communities are amazing, and there can be a lot of fun in those multiplayer communities. But I don't know. It just seems like a very pretty sandbox, but there's not much to do here. Anyways, sorry if I'm sounding really disappointed. I hope you enjoyed the flight. I don't mean to sound too disappointed, but yeah, I see such promise in this platform. If they could just, I don't know, fix a few things, fix the core content, and get the engine working really well, and specifically, getting good content, good, fun, engaging, immersive content into the platform. Yeah. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry for the pessimism there at the end, the disappointment. I will, I'm sure, be back with some more content sometime relatively soon. In the meantime, stay happy, stay healthy, and we'll see you next time. Samurai out.